Dr. Paul didn't just leave behind wealth for his family. He left them in tears for reasons far deeper. Known as a much-loved veterinarian, he had a unique bond with horses. "I like all animals," he'd say, "but horses are special because I grew up with them." For his family, though, Dr. Paul was more than that. His fortune came from years of hard work, love, and sacrifice. Their tears aren't only for his financial success, but for the emotional struggles that shaped his journey. From the tragic loss of his grandson to countless family challenges, Dr. Paul's determination built a legacy that will last for generations. Join us as we uncover the details of Dr. Paul's remarkable fortune. The story of a man who rose from humble beginnings to great success. Growing up on a dairy farm surrounded by animals, his love for veterinary medicine began early. Amid the farm's green pastures, he developed a deep curiosity about animal health, often helping care for them. This passion sparked his lifelong journey into veterinary care. In the post-war Netherlands, opportunities were few. Still, Dr. Paul pursued his dream, studying veterinary medicine at Utrecht University, one of the world's top schools. His journey was shaped by these early experiences, leading to a career and a legacy that would leave his family and the world forever changed. At university, Dr. Paul gained a wealth of knowledge and hands-on experience that became the backbone of his future success. It was clear early on, this wasn't just a career for him, it was his calling. But the Netherlands couldn't hold his growing ambitions, and in the 1970s, a life-changing opportunity came knocking. After meeting Diane, his future wife, Dr. Paul made the bold choice to leave his homeland and start anew in the United States. The couple moved to Michigan, where Dr. Paul began working at a local veterinary practice, marking the start of an entirely new chapter. Starting over in a foreign country was no walk in the park. Adapting to a new culture and building a name for himself in the veterinary field brought its share of challenges. But Dr. Paul tackled it all with determination, quickly earning a reputation as a hard-working, compassionate veterinarian. He handled everything from routine checkups to late-night farm emergencies, often working into the early hours to ensure his patients got the care they needed. However, those long hours came with sacrifices. Many nights, Diane sat by the window with their young children, waiting for him to return from yet another late-night farm call. As much as Dr. Paul loved his work, the toll of missing family dinners, school events, and bedtime stories was heavy on his heart. Yet these sacrifices became part of the story that shaped his extraordinary career. It was the cost of building a future, a sacrifice Dr. Paul made to secure a better life for the people he loved. By 1981, after years of hard work and careful saving, Dr. Paul and Diane took a leap of faith. They opened their own clinic, Paul Veterinary Services, in Wademan, Michigan. The practice started small. Dr. Paul worked out of a simple building, often driving long distances to care for animals on rural farms. Those early days were anything but easy. Financial strain and the stress of building a business from scratch loomed large, but the hardest part was balancing his dreams with his family's needs. Diane managed the practice's finances and held things together at home, often raising their children alone while Dr. Paul pursued his vision. Despite the challenges, his hands-on approach and relentless dedication began to pay off. Word spread quickly about his skills and commitment, and before long, the practice started growing. Running a rural veterinary clinic wasn't without its struggles. The work meant long hours, harsh weather, and tough conditions, often dealing with large farm animals in remote areas. But Dr. Paul thrived under these circumstances. His childhood on a Dutch dairy farm had prepared him for the physical and emotional toll, while his veterinary training gave him the tools to tackle even the toughest cases. Though he missed precious time with his family, he found comfort in knowing his sacrifices were laying the groundwork for their future security. Over time, Paul Veterinary Services grew from a modest operation into a thriving business. Dr. Paul's reputation as a skilled and caring veterinarian brought clients from far and wide. He built strong relationships with farmers and pet owners in his community, becoming more than just their vet. He was a trusted advisor and friend. His no-nonsense, practical approach to veterinary care earned him the respect of those who valued his determination to do whatever it took to keep their animals healthy. As his practice expanded, so did Dr. Paul's influence. He became known for tackling tough cases that others wouldn't touch. His success wasn't just about the growth of his business. It was reflected in the loyalty and trust he inspired in his clients. Yet even as his professional life flourished, the sacrifices weighed heavily. There were bittersweet moments, like when his children talked about milestones he'd missed, or when Diane grew weary from bearing so much of the family's load on her own. Still, Dr. Paul's career kept soaring, but life had more surprises in store. The challenges of running a rural veterinary practice were only part of his story. What he couldn't have imagined was how his journey was about to take a dramatic turn, one that would bring him worldwide fame and fortune. This next chapter began with the creation of a television show, a project that would transform the hardworking vet from Michigan into a household name across the globe. The birth of the incredible Dr. Paul in 2011 brought an unexpected twist to the story of Paul Veterinary Services. What had once been a small veterinary clinic in rural Michigan was about to become the backdrop for one of the most beloved reality TV shows. The mastermind behind this transformation was none other than Dr. Paul's son, Charles Paul. He saw a unique chance to turn his father's life and work into a television series that would not only highlight veterinary care, but also celebrate the heart and grit of rural farm life. Charles had a clear vision. Growing up, he had watched his father tirelessly care for animals, and he knew the daily operations of the practice were far from ordinary. From late-night emergencies with distressed livestock to the genuine bonds Dr. Paul had formed with his clients, there was something special in every moment. Charles's upbringing in rural Michigan gave him first-hand insight into the hard work and dedication it took to care for farms and pets alike. But his career in Hollywood equipped him with the skills to share this story with the world. He decided to pitch the idea of a reality show centered on his father's veterinary practice. Charles believed audiences would be drawn to his father's down-to-earth personality and the authentic, sometimes unpredictable cases he handled every day. The concept was straightforward. Follow Dr. Paul as he makes house calls, performs surgeries, and cares for animals ranging from horses and cows to cats and dogs. Charles was convinced that his father's passion for animals and his hands-on, no-nonsense approach would strike a chord with viewers everywhere. His instincts were spot on. After pitching the idea to several networks, National Geographic Wild saw the potential and decided to bring the incredible Dr. Paul to life. From the very first episode, it was clear the show had struck a chord. It wasn't just a veterinary program. It offered a heartfelt look into rural life, anchored by Dr. Paul's deep love for animals and his tireless work ethic. The show's magic lay in its simplicity, showcasing the raw, unfiltered day-to-day life of a rural vet who wasn't afraid to roll up his sleeves and get to work. For Dr. Paul, the cameras brought more than just fame. They captured moments that highlighted the joy and fulfillment of his work while also revealing the sacrifices he'd made along the way. When the incredible Dr. Paul premiered, it quickly built a devoted fan base. Viewers were fascinated as they watched him perform intricate surgeries, deliver calves late at night, and tackle a wide variety of animal emergencies with both expertise and compassion. But it wasn't just the veterinary work that kept audiences coming back. It was Dr. Paul himself. His warmth, humor, and genuine care for both animals and their owners deeply resonated with viewers. Behind the scenes, the success of the show provided much-needed financial relief for the Paul family. However, it also served as a reminder of the long hours and countless family moments Dr. Paul had missed while chasing his dreams. Over time, the show became a staple in households across the country and eventually worldwide. The incredible Dr. Paul offered something unique compared to other reality shows. There was no manufactured drama, just real people, real animals, and real situations that connected with audiences in a way few shows could. Dr. Paul's approachable personality, paired with the show's heartwarming and often emotional stories, created a strong connection between him and the audience. The incredible Dr. Paul wasn't just about animals. It was about the people and communities Dr. Paul served. Viewers came to see him as a friend and trusted advisor, someone who truly cared about the well-being of both the animals and their owners. Over the years, the show has featured countless unforgettable cases, but a couple stand out for their sheer oddity. One involved a horse with a surprising appetite for car tires. Called in to address severe abdominal pain, Dr. Paul discovered the horse had been snacking on rubber and metal, requiring an intense procedure to save its life. Another peculiar case featured a cow that had developed a craving for dirt and gravel, which caused dangerous blockages in its stomach. After performing a challenging surgery to remove the material, Dr. Paul traced the issue back to a mineral deficiency in the cow's diet. These unusual cases not only tested Dr. Paul's veterinary skills, but also highlighted the hands-on, unpredictable nature of farm veterinary work. The success of the incredible Dr. Paul brought more than just fame. It also brought financial security. The show became a massive hit for National Geographic Wild, and as its popularity grew, so did Dr. Paul's earnings. While his rural Michigan practice continued to serve the local community, the income from the show allowed him to build a substantial fortune. This newfound financial stability meant that Dr. Paul could provide for his family in ways he had once only dreamed of, ensuring a secure future for generations to come. The wealth that Dr. Paul accumulated through the success of his show became both a source of pride and a reminder of the years he struggled to balance work and family. Even as his bank account grew, he continued to work long hours, ensuring that every animal in need received the best care. The fortune he built from his hard work and passion for animals became a key part of his legacy, one that would secure his family's future for generations. As his practice flourished and the show aired season after season, Dr. Paul's financial success gave him the freedom to focus more on providing for his loved ones. The tears his family shed weren't just in response to the emotional stories on the show. They were a recognition of the enormous legacy Dr. Paul had created through years of dedication, love for animals, and a deep commitment to his community. Before the fame and the cameras, Dr. Paul's main source of income had been his veterinary clinic. Operating since 1981, the clinic served the rural farming community with over 20,000 clients over the years. The clinic had always been a steady source of income for Dr. Paul, and its day-to-day operations remained the backbone of his earnings, even after he achieved global fame. Despite the growing wealth from his TV career, Dr. Paul never abandoned the clinic. He remained hands-on with his patients, often sacrificing personal time to ensure they received the care they needed. This commitment not only kept the clinic profitable, but also reflected the deep sense of responsibility he felt toward his community and family. Paul's fortune grew substantially after the incredible Dr. Paul premiered in 2011. The show's success quickly brought him into the spotlight, and with it came significant financial rewards. It's estimated that Dr. Paul earns between $30,000 and $40,000 per episode, with even higher payouts in recent years as the show's popularity continued to soar. With 24 seasons and over 240 episodes, the incredible Dr. Paul has become a major source of income, contributing millions to Dr. Paul's net worth. The exposure from the show also opened up additional revenue opportunities, such as product endorsements, public appearances, and speaking engagements. The show's authenticity became its standout feature, drawing in millions of loyal viewers over the years. However, despite his increasing wealth, Dr. Paul stayed humble, always aware that his financial success allowed him to provide for his loved ones. Dr. Paul further capitalized on his fame by writing a memoir titled "Never Turn Your Back on an Angus Cow," which went on to become a bestseller. The book offered fans a closer look at his life, his upbringing in the Netherlands, and his journey to becoming one of America's most beloved veterinarians. Its success added another dimension to his growing financial portfolio. Alongside the memoir, Dr. Paul has also been involved in several product endorsements related to animal care, including pet food, veterinary supplies, and grooming products. These partnerships not only boosted his income but also strengthened his reputation as a trusted authority in animal care. Additionally, Dr. Paul has made substantial investments, particularly in the commercial real estate market. To this day, he continues to provide care for a wide variety of animals on the farm that is part of the expansive property that he resides on in Weidman, Michigan. Despite the fact that he has amassed a remarkable fortune, he maintains a humble way of life and indulges in only a few things. He has an incredible collection of historic automobiles, which includes a 1937 Rolls-Royce and a 1981 DeLorean, due to the fact that collecting ancient cars is one of his loves. As someone who lives a simple life, these automobiles may appear to be excessive. Nonetheless, hidden beneath these seemingly insignificant luxury is a guy who has never forgotten the laborious efforts that he put in to construct his life from the ground up. At the core of Dr. Paul's wealth is his unwavering commitment to ensuring the prosperity of his family in the years to come. His determination to provide for his loved ones has only been intensified by the disasters he has endured, especially the tragic loss of his grandson, Adam Butch, which has left him in a state of despair. His desire to safeguard people he holds dear was the impetus behind each and every investment, each and every episode of the show, and each and every partnership. He wanted to leave behind a legacy that goes beyond financial success. Even though he has a considerable fortune, it is a reflection of his dedication to creating something that will last for his children and grandkids. In addition to being a tale of financial success, it is also a tale of love, perseverance, and unflinching loyalty to his family. This is a legacy that is significantly more valuable than monetary wealth. Tragically, Dr. Pohl's personal life has been profoundly impacted by tragedy, despite the fact that his professional career has been defined by significant professional successes. His grandson, Adam James Butch, who was only 23 years old at the time of his untimely death in 2019, was the unfortunate person who suffered the most severe loss. Adam was the son of Kathleen Pohl, who was Dr. Pohl's daughter, and his untimely passing has left a hole in their lives that will never be replaced. Adam was an intelligent young guy who had a great career ahead of him. He had just recently received his degree from Michigan State University and was deeply committed to volunteering his time to assist others. Adam had already begun crafting a life for himself despite the fact that he was still really young. His occupation was that of a pharmacy technician, and he was considering his options for the future. Dr. Pohl, who had always been fully involved in the lives of his grandkids, was particularly grieved by his untimely death, which was apparently caused by complications from a chronic disease. His death came as a complete and total surprise. From his perspective, the death of Adam served as a brutal reminder of the unpredictability of life, bringing to light the significance of the riches that he had labored so diligently to acquire. Dr. Pohl's devotion to ensuring the future of his family was further strengthened by the anguish that ensued, as he was aware that the unpredictability of life could strike at any time. After spending his entire life working painstakingly to establish a solid foundation for his loved ones, Dr. Pohl's commitment to safeguarding them became even more resolute after Adam's demise. It was no longer just about guaranteeing his financial stability. Rather, it was about making certain that his family would be taken care of, regardless of the circumstances. It became clear that the riches he had amassed through his veterinarian business and television program was more than just a sign of financial success. It was also a means of providing a safety net and offering peace of mind for the future. From the outset, it was obvious that Dr. Pohl was committed to the health and happiness of his family. However, with the passing of Adam, this commitment took on an even more profound significance for a man who had constructed everything from the ground up. Not only was Dr. Pohl concerned with accumulating wealth, but he was also concerned with leaving behind a legacy that would continue to provide for his family, even during the most difficult moments in their lives. It was because of this loss that he made decisions regarding the financial future of his family that were deliberate and considerate. He wanted to make sure that the riches he left behind would provide them with security and comfort long after he had stopped being there. In addition to the devastating loss of Adam, Dr. Pohl and his family have been confronted with a number of additional difficulties, all of which have served to strengthen their connection and their capacity for resilience. In addition to the challenges of filming the incredible Dr. Pohl, the pressures of running a successful veterinary office have also contributed to the enormous amount of stress that has been created. But despite everything that happened, Dr. Pohl never wavered in his conviction that his family is the most important thing in his life, whether it be in his professional life or in his personal life. This conviction has been the impetus behind his drive to ensure that his achievements would continue to be enjoyed by subsequent generations of the Pohl family, even after he has passed away physically. Dr. Pohl's personal life and his public character were both impacted by the emotional pain that he experienced after the death of Adam. Subscribers to The Incredibles. This tragedy had taken its toll on the generally cheery veterinarian, and Dr. Pohl could see the toll it had taken on him. Despite the fact that he continued to labor ceaselessly, a profound sense of melancholy remained just below the surface. In spite of this, his resilience was very clear. The fortitude of his character and the extent of his love for his family are demonstrated by the fact that he is able to carry on with his life despite the enormous sadness he is experiencing. The fact that he is so dedicated to leaving behind a legacy that will continue to provide for them long after he has passed away is evidence of the kind of man he is. A consequence of decades of hard work, sacrifice, and an unrelenting commitment to the well-being of his loved ones and the animals he cared for, Dr. Pohl's fortune is more than simply financial wealth. It is a reflection of his commitment to the well-being of all he cared for. The experience is overwhelming for his family as they come to terms with the entire extent of what he has achieved, both in terms of the financial security and the personal legacy he has left behind. An appreciation of the scale of Dr. Pohl's accomplishment extends beyond the numbers in his bank accounts or the value of his real estate, and this is something that his children and grandkids will come to appreciate. It is about the numerous hours that he spent caring for animals, dealing with calls at all hours of the night, and making sure that the family business was successful. The tears that they weep are not merely due to the fact that he provided them with a financial safety net. Rather, they are shed because they have come to the realization that he invested a significant amount of time and energy into ensuring their futures in ways that they may not have fully experienced. The passing of his grandson not only drew the family closer together in their expression of sorrow, but it also strengthened Dr. Pohl's determination to look out for the welfare of his family. He is not only leaving them with wealth, but also with the knowledge that he has worked relentlessly for their futures, as well as the security and affection that he has provided for them. The emotional impact of Dr. Pohl's life's work is something that his family must also deal with, in addition to the financial concerns that they must address. Over the course of several decades, they have watched his unwavering commitment to the field of veterinary care and his unwavering support for their prosperity. Now that they have taken the time to consider everything that he has achieved, they are able to fully understand the magnitude of his efforts. The tears that they pour are not only for the man that they love, but also for the wealth that he has brought into his possession. At the same time that they are coming together to celebrate the achievements that Dr. Pohl has made, not only to his family but also to the field of veterinary care, they are reminded of the profound influence that he has in their lives. Certainly, The Unbelievable Dr. Pohl was a show that was about veterinary medicine, but it was much more than that. Although it was undeniable that it was a showcase for Dr. Pohl's abilities as a veterinarian, the show's true value rested in the larger narrative it portrayed, which was about the importance of family, perseverance, sacrifice, and the commitment to care for animals as well as the people who are dependent on them. The narrative was given further depth by the personal odyssey of Dr. Pohl, which began with his childhood in the Netherlands and culminated in him being a well-liked figure in rural Michigan. His bond with his family, his dedication to his practice, and the difficulties he encountered over the course of his career all contributed to the development of a narrative sequence that struck an emotional chord with viewers. The program brought to light aspects of Dr. Pohl's life that are most frequently overlooked, such as the long hours he worked, the sacrifices he made for the future of his family, and the significant impact he had on the neighborhood in which he lived. In addition to this, it investigated his legacy, not only in terms of his financial success, but also as a representation of love and perseverance. In the end, the show evolved into a demonstration of the strength of commitment and the unbreakable relationships that exist between families, transforming it into something that is far more than a veterinarian reality series. Are you in agreement with me?